Connie. You're going to give us a demonstration of what? Kickboxing?
Well, I give you quite a number of different demonstrations, but
I know you could.
I could go ahead and do maybe a little shadow boxing and kickboxing, show you some punches and kicks. And
do you need somebody to do it on?
Well, if you want to be my demo.
You need someone to demonstrate on?
No, I can really just do it up in the air in front of
Do we have to move that? A little table?
Maybe I might just move it back maybe just a little bit to give myself a little room.
Because all of us are tied down with wires, you know. Oh, thank you, Butch.
All righty. Thank you.
And then you're going to, I don't know, can you do this and tell me what you're doing at the same time?
Well, yeah, I guess so. You know, you have your jabs, like your basic boxers. You have your uppercuts, your hooks, you know, and then in kickboxing, you add
my Lord.
Feet in, you know. You know, and then you start to spring up and duck and dip, you know, and throw your different strikes. And your defense and your footwork's really important, you know, and you're bouncing. And at the same time, it builds up a lot of shoulder work, you know, it builds up your cardio. It builds up your, abdomen and your legs because you're bouncing up. You're, throwing these kicks that have to be high. You have to have a real nice stretch.
But you're not, you amaze me because you're doing all of this, and I'll let you breathe a little bit.
No.
No, but you do all this, and you're not, like, overly muscular.
No.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's really hard for a woman to be overly muscular unless they're doing bodybuilding.
Yeah,
but if you're doing all the cardio and the proper training, you're basically gonna cut up and burn a lot of body fat and keep a nice physique.
Oh, and keep it nice and lean.
Right.
Yeah.
And besides the physical stuff that I do, we also do very soft stuff like Tai Chi, which is done very slow, on those movements, which is really, kind of nice to do.
It's almost like a ballet.
Right, and I use this a lot in a lot of my competition. The Tai Chi, it helps me to stay focused and stay relaxed and, understand about my balance and my flexibility.
How about breathing? Do you get into the breathing exercise?
Yes, very much.
Very much.
Whenever you're nervous, or let's say someone had an accident, your adrenaline's pumping, and people use that for nervousness, and it's not really nervousness. It's basically, it's your energy that's overflowing, and so you control it by proper breathing and staying calm and relaxed. And Butch here probably knows that too. When his heart's going for trying to save someone's life, you want to take that deep breath in and blow it. That way you can stay nice and calm and make the right decisions at the right time. But in kickboxing, you have a lot of different spins. You got the spinning back fist, that they throw. You have different spinning kicks, that you try to throw, and it's kind of a lot of fun. You stay in great shape.
I can't get over this gal. I want to see you when you have a baby. And you could have a baby just like that, with a body like that. That's true.
Yeah, usually they say if you're in shape and you get pregnant, then you're able to rebound a lot faster.
Oh, sure.
In losing your stomach and everything. I've seen a lot of ladies do that, and they work up to, I think, 5 months of their pregnancy, and then they relax for the 4 months, because that's probably where a woman gets really big. And then after having a kid or a child,
I got really big and stayed there.
Well, it's easy to do. I mean, when you have a kid, because all the responsibility and taking care of that child and everything else, it's hard to keep focus.
Yeah.
And you were feeding that child in your system, so you kind of have to go on a diet and watch everything.
Really?
Yeah.
But I didn't. Butch, tell me, I was thinking again, you don't ever fight against men.
No.
And do men have...
But I do practice against men all the time.
You spar?
Yes, I spar, but I won't fight men in a competition. Their muscles are made totally different. They're a lot stronger. I could go and we could go to the weightlifting gym, and I could put a guy that's my shape and my size out there, and he could lift 3 times as much weight as I can.
Is
a woman
that
just doesn't have that body structure and muscles. But I do practice with them and spar with them, and I think they make me a lot better. So when I'm out there fighting another woman, I feel pretty good, nice and strong.
Oh, okay, but and the men do have kickboxing too,
Oh, yes, uh-huh,
and they really knock them out.
right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, just like boxing. And
Yeah,
and
but
I do women boxing too.
I'm not an advocate of boxing. I can't imagine. You have to help me out. I cannot imagine two people getting into a ring and beating the crap out of each other. Pardon the expression.
Yeah, I've always.
And I know it's a sport, and I know everybody likes it, and maybe that's just my personality that I don't like anything that looks that violent.
Yeah, I myself, I don't really like violence, but
I'm sure you don't.
I wanted to try to see if I could really protect myself under a very intense situation, and that's how I really got kind of started. I'm competitive, but not in a violent type of state. But I guess that's the name of the rule in kickboxing and boxing.
Probably not. I may be wrong, but it's just that was the impression I got the first time that I ever saw two men in a ring boxing.
Right.
And you know, it looks like well, I guess wrestling too. It looks like they're killing each other, and I just can't buy it. So I've never really thought that much about it.
But football's a pretty contact sport too.
Yes, it is.
I think football's more violent than boxing and kickboxing.
Is that right?
I mean, yes, those guys, they take tremendous shots, in the knees, and look at, a lot of times they just crash heads together with their helmets and so
But see,
forth.
they seem to be protected more with equipment than the boxer
Yeah,
is.
but they go out there every week.
I know.
They get their bodies smashed. At least a boxer, he only has, or a kickboxer only has to deal with, one person, and they know exactly how to prepare themselves for the event. As with football, you don't know, but there's 15, 12 people in a team that's coming after you.
Well, I'm going to have to wrap this up, and I've still got a million questions I want to ask all of you.